Pisces, welcome to your weekly horoscope for May 4th to the 10th, 2026. My name's Adina. I'm an intuitive astrologer. Pisces, as you move into this week, there's a strong focus on your sense of stability, not just financially, but emotionally and internally as well. It's like you've been asked to look at what truly supports you, what you rely on, and whether those foundations are as secure as they feel. And while this may sound intense at first, the way the energy unfolds throughout the week brings moments of pressure, realization, and ultimately clarity. At the beginning of the week, Mars in Aries is moving through your second house, forming a square to Jupiter in your fifth house in Cancer. This creates a dynamic tension between your finances, your self-worth, your personal resources, and your desire for joy, creativity, romance, and self-expression. Mars in your second house is activating your drive to earn, to create stability. You may feel more motivated to take action around money, to pursue something that increases your income, or to assert your value in some way. There's a sense of urgency here, like you want to see results quickly. Mars also rules your second house and your ninth house. So this ties your finances and self-worth to your beliefs, your long-term vision, and the direction you're moving in. As Mars squares Jupiter in your fifth house, this is where tension begins to build. Jupiter is expanding your desire for enjoyment, for connection, for creative expression. You may feel pulled towards spending money on things that bring you joy, investing in something creative, or pursuing a romantic connection that feels exciting. This can look like you feeling torn between being responsible and wanting to enjoy yourself. You might feel like you're working hard to build stability, but at the same time, you want to experience life, to have fun, and to not feel restricted. There can also be moments where you overspend, take financial risks, or invest in something without fully thinking it through. Internally, this could feel like conflict. You may think, I deserve this, but also, is this the right decision? There's a push-pull between discipline and desire. If this energy is handled unconsciously, it can lead to impulsive financial decisions, overindulgence, or frustration around money. You might act quickly without considering the long-term impact. But when you work with this energy consciously, this becomes a powerful moment of alignment. This is where you begin to understand what truly holds value for you, not just in a material sense, but in an emotional and energetic sense. This energy is asking you to be intentional with your resources, to enjoy yourself, but in a way that supports your long-term stability, to recognize that you can have both security and joy, but it requires awareness. As the week continues, the focus shifts into your communication, your thoughts, and your daily interactions. Mercury in Taurus is moving through your third house and forms a square to Pluto in your 12th house in Aquarius. Now we are entering a more internal and mentally intense space. Mercury in your third house is activating your communication, your thinking patterns, your conversations, and the way that you process information. Mercury rules your fourth house and your seventh house. So this connects your home life, your emotional foundation, and your relationships into this dynamic. As it squares Pluto in your 12th house, there's a deep transformation happening beneath the surface, within your subconscious, your hidden thoughts, and your internal patterns. This can look like a realization or conversation that brings up deeper thoughts or emotions that you may not have fully processed before. You might notice patterns in how you communicate or how you respond to certain situations that feel rooted in something deeper. There can also be moments where your mind feels more active, even when you're trying to rest. You might find yourself overthinking or replaying conversations or trying to understand something on a deeper level. Internally, this can feel intense. You may think, why can't I stop thinking about this? Or what am I missing here? If this plays out unconsciously, it can lead to anxiety, withdrawal, or avoiding communication altogether because it feels overwhelming. You might keep things to yourself instead of expressing what's really going on. But at a deeper level, this is about awareness and healing. This is about understanding your internal patterns so you can change them. This energy is asking you to slow down your thoughts, to observe rather than react, and to allow yourself to process things without needing immediate answers. By the time you reach the end of the week, there's a noticeable shift into something more supportive and grounding. The Sun in Taurus, still in your third house, forms a sextile to Jupiter in your fifth house in Cancer. This feels like a moment where things begin to make sense. The Sun is illuminating your communication, your thoughts, your perspective. And as it connects with Jupiter in your fifth house, there's expansion through creativity, joy, and self-expression. This can look like a conversation that brings clarity, or an idea that feels inspiring, or simply a sense that your mind feels more at ease. There can also be opportunities to express yourself in a way that feels aligned, whether that's through creativity, connection, or even lighthearted moments that bring you back to yourself. On a deeper level, this is about aligning your thoughts with your sense of joy. It's about recognizing that your mindset plays a role in how you experience life. This energy is asking you to choose thoughts that support you, not limit you. Overall, this week is a journey between your sense of stability and your desire for expression, between your internal thoughts and your external reality. It begins with tension around your resources and your desires, moves into deeper mental and emotional processing, and then settles into a space of clarity and alignment. You're being asked to understand what truly supports you, not just financially, but emotionally and mentally as well. And as you move through this week, the most important thing that you can do is stay aware of your choices, to not act purely from impulse or pressure, but from a place of clarity and intention. Because everything that's unfolding right now is guiding you toward a more balanced, aligned, and fulfilling way of life. Pisces, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to follow and subscribe for your weekly astrology updates, and I will connect with you in the next one.